What is up, YouTube? It is your opinionated bestie back to annoy you with some more pop culture. But before I get started, I want to point out that we are officially in the swing of the holidays. You can see I have my little Grinch tree right here. This is for all of our Christmas/December episodes. We are here to talk about something very sad and upsetting that has happened in the news. And that is the case of Wendy Williams.
She is now permanently incapacitated by her ongoing health battles.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia and aphasia.
Wendy Williams, if you don't know who she is the queen of radio, who then became the queen of daytime. When she was on radio for about 9 years, 10 years, where she had her own show. And then before that, she worked in radio for 15 years or so. So she's been in the entertainment industry, and she is one of the biggest kind of talking pieces for pop culture, entertainment news. As I was preparing for this video, I was just kind of looking into kind of the history of Wendy. When did we start to see kind of a demise in her health? And is this really just a health issue that she has faced? The public first got word of Wendy Williams' health issues when she had her own 4-part series on Lifetime, which was Where's Wendy Williams? And 2 days before that premiere came out of the show, her team had told the public that Wendy Williams was suffering from early onset of dementia. And we kind of got little hints of this. For anybody that watched Wendy Williams and watched the Hot Topic episodes, we got little feelings of unhealthiness. We remember when she fainted.
So it was a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
In Wendy's personal life, we hear of rumors of an affair with her husband.
According to reports, Kevin Hunter's mistress, Sharina Hudson, they're saying given birth and had a baby girl. Now Kevin's name is not on that birth certificate. He used a different name while he was at the hospital. And they're saying that Sharina and Kevin paid cash allegedly for those hospital proceedings as well.
If you're a fan of Wendy, she always talked about her husband. She was the biggest fan of him, and her son, of course, who they both share the same name, Kevin Hunter, but her son is Kevin Hunter Jr.
It's some sort of weird story going around the internet regarding my husband. Now look, I'm a straight shooter, pow. All you gotta do is Google him and you see the story. You can believe what you want, but I stand by my guy.
The affair is then confirmed March 2019 because her husband and the woman that he's having an affair with get pregnant with a child and birth that child. And the month after that, Wendy Williams files for divorce from her husband. And that is clearly, obviously, because they're having a baby with him. So it's do you want to be with me or do you want to be with him? Please tell me. Now, Wendy, you should have been out a little bit earlier than that. But I hear what your point is. You know what I mean? I think she was trying to get a marriage to work. She had a son. He was going off to college around this time. So if she wanted to work out and continue that kind of family that she created, that she had basically since she started her career. And then in mid-2021, Wendy Williams films her last episode on her talk show. And we don't know this is the last episode. After that, she basically is kind of going to come back. She's not going to come back. There's kind of delays because of COVID that are happening. Then there's these guest hosts that come in to kind of fill her spot in. So it's we don't really know where she is. She might come back. She's saying she's going to come back. But in 2022, she confirms that she will not be back to her show due to health-related issues. I feel like this is where it starts getting weird for me, is because as I was looking into the story, I was noticing that there was a lot of information regarding Wendy's guardianship. And Wendy's guardianship still comes up to this day. Obviously, if she's permanently incapacitated, she does require a guardianship at this point. But it's weird because in 2022 was when this whole guardianship fiasco started. The guardianship had basically started because Wendy Williams had reported that one of her financial advisors was kind of in cahoots of wrongdoings. There was something weird happening, and this was Lori Schiller. Now, I found Lori Schiller, and Lori Schiller was financial advisor at Wells Fargo. So Lori Schiller hears that Wendy Williams is going to, give her the boot, or basically gives her the boot, actually.
And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair.
And Wendy Williams also fires her management team, which includes Bernie Young. And then guess what these two heifers do, all right? Lori Schiller begins the filing for a guardianship with the help of who? Bernie Young.
I know for a fact that Bernie Young used my American Express card to hire an attorney to file a petition against me. That was done with my American Express card.
And in this time as well, Wendy Williams claims that her doctor, whom she ended up firing, leaked her medical records to Bernie Young and Lori Schiller, which helped in this case to apply this guardianship.
A former doctor, had medical information about me that I never even got. It was sent over to Lori Schiller. So I haven't gotten the stuff. I fired the doctor. And again, all I want to know is, where is my money?
They were showing that Wendy was showing signs of this early onset of dementia. And when Wendy retells this story in 2022, to me, she seems like she's of a pretty sound mind. Yes, I can understand that maybe there are those initial symptoms of dementia, but it doesn't seem like she is somebody who is incapacitated, who is unable to make decisions with her own money. She does appoint her son with some legal authority over her finances, but there's some kind of issues with this situation because the son is basically also using Wendy's money for all of his living expenses. And I think that the guardianship uses all of those kinds of expenses against Wendy. They're basically able to make a case hey, your son is, taking advantage of you. The thing is, with Wendy Williams and her son, you can see in many interviews, Wendy Williams is begging for the money to go to her son.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son.
Her son also says, Wendy is an extravagant person. Every time that I wanted something growing up, every time I needed something, I was able to utilize her money. This $100K that I spend on X, Y, and Z, some recreational activity, was just a sliver of what I normally might spend. And I get that. That's her son. That's his mother. I do think that it definitely seems fishy with these timelines. She was getting a divorce from her husband. She was trying to clear house of employees that she felt were up to no good. And now all of a sudden there's this case for a guardianship to come about. It seems like there's a vie for power, a vie for Wendy Williams' finances.
We got these documents where A&E is essentially countersuing this woman, this guardian, saying, primarily, they're saying, you know what? You're talking like we exploited, that we had no right to do this. We have a right. In fact, they mentioned the Constitution. We have a First Amendment right to do a documentary on anybody we want, even if they have dementia.
They believe that because the documentary does talk about the guardianship, it does talk about abuse of power and people taking money from Wendy that are very close to her without explicitly mentioning people's names. And I think that once the Guardian was aware of the content of the documentary, they then did not want this to come out.
I think your family's trying to expose this conservatorship, guardianship issue.
Yeah.
And then what they cited as the reasoning for suing them was that they were taking advantage of Wendy for being in that particular state. Like I said, we're praying for you, Wendy, and I want to hear what you guys think about this case. I was just compiling my initial details, but what have you guys heard about it? Please do let me know, and we're going to talk more in the comment section. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.